Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Creative Craving, and I want to do something a little different today. I picked up this drawing book to maybe work through at some point. It was pretty cheap, so I figured, hey, why not? And I just thought I'd do a little bit from it. So we're just going to start at the beginning with basics. And we're going to ignore this section on tools and materials, although it might actually be useful in the future. And let me do a volume check. Yeah, volume seems fine. Okay, it's just loud to me. We're not really going to use this. We're going to do this digitally. Here's the tool I'm going to be using. This pad and this pencil, or this whatever you call it, pointing device. And we're going to be using GIMP, as you can see in the background there. So we can ignore all of that, and we can probably ignore most of this, although it might be applicable to some degree. And then that leaves us with basic shapes here. Now this talks a little bit about stuff. I mean, it's kind of high level. It looks honestly like really confusing, or like really high level and hard to replicate. It basically says anyone can draw just about anything by simply breaking down the subject into a few basic shapes: circles, rectangles, squares, etc. Now you can see here it's got this picture of an action figure. Maybe it's a little hard to see there. Let me see if I can increase the saturation or something. Maybe I can muck with it. Let's see. Problem is I have to mess up my view to mess with this at all. That doesn't help. Maybe contrast. Let's try bringing up the contrast. Alright, now I'm going to change the studio mode to make that a little bit easier next time. Okay. Yeah, actually, in fact, let me continue modifying it until I get it right. Okay, hang on a second. Let's reduce saturation. I think that helps make it a little more easier. What's gain do? Nothing notable. White balance, which apparently I can't modify very easily or quickly. Weird. Okay, whatever. I just want to make it easier to see. Okay, that seems to not be that helpful. That's a little better. Okay. Hopefully I don't regret these decisions later. Anyway, okay, there we go. Now you can see here we got some basic shapes here, right? We're breaking down this figure into basic shapes. And then we're getting to this. Like, this is kind of just explaining the basic concept. But it's way too advanced to just do, right? It's way too high level to just figure out from there. So hopefully that's not something I'm supposed to do right away. Now I also noticed, you know, this is the first place where it gives you a chance to draw and try something out. And it's not really, it's really high level and advanced too. Like you can see this first one is about cloth, about replicating cloth. This is about long hair. And this one's about scale, so they're not even related. Like it's not like building foundational stuff, right? Like, so I'm really curious about how this is going to work out. Like, how could I try and replicate this? Like, it's not giving me instructions. So I'm hoping it gets into some sort of detail where I can actually follow along. Here we talk about hatching. And let me just double check. The texture of cloth will depend on the thickness and stiffness of the material. Thinner materials will have more wrinkles. Yeah, it's giving an example, but it's not giving me anything I could try and replicate. Okay, let's see how we're positioned here. There we go. Hatching. Yeah, I know all about hatching, making things. Oh, cross hatching. Okay, this is hatching apparently, and this is cross hatching. I thought this was called hatching. Okay, so find lines to describe the form of an object in a drawing. Okay. Fine. Cross hatching, different angles, build up shadows. Okay. Or slow changes will show changes to surfaces. Oh, in other words, you can use cross-hatching to say it's a different material. Okay, not really doing that here, I don't think. Don't do it at right angles. Interesting. Oh, because, yeah, if you can see a grid pattern, it can be distracting. That makes sense. You can follow contours to suggest form. Sure. It's basically another. It's basically an alternative to dithering, right? Digital dithering. Feathering, generally done with a brush or quill pen. This uses varying pressure. I can't. This is a pressure-sensitive drawing pad I've got, so I can try some of this stuff. I don't know how effective it'll be with this. We'll see. Less traditional inking methods. They require less skill and drying time. Oh, okay. You can use fine and medium markers. So you can use, instead of trying to use feathering or cross-hatching to indicate shadows, you can just use different size pens. Sure. Oh, some marker pens can actually respond to changes in pressure. That's interesting. Okay, I'm really hoping there's something in this book I can follow along with. Yeah, this is just describing what people do. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, is this a book to teach you how to do it, or is this just a book to teach you what can be done? Okay. Okay, so we're actually getting to some instructions here. I'm supposed to start doing this, but I don't know what the end result is. I'm confused as to why they're asking me to do this without showing me the end result that I'm trying to obtain, because I thought I was supposed to practice this. Like, practice breaking it down. Oh well. At least I have this to look at. We could try this. Okay, yeah, this is something I can actually attempt. Okay, that actually looks really cool. Okay. Okay, so there's things I can actually do. It looks like the first part is just describing all the things I can try. Like all the things I might want to take into consideration. And then we're just getting right into it. Okay. So it looks like it starts on page 19. We've got these different exercises we can do. A bionic hero, a ninja warrior, shark, evil genius, thorn. Okay. Look like about 20 different practice people we can practice. And then we've got this stuff, which I'm wondering what that is. Page 73. I just want to peek at it. So after you become accomplished at drawing figures, then what? Then it just talks about cool stuff again. Isn't this just a repeat of what we had before? Oh, then we get into drawing heads, like something more specific. Interesting. Okay, I like that. They tell you a bunch of fundamentals, then have you practice. And then they presumably let you do it again? Okay, well I'm not going to learn Photoshop, I'm using GIMP. I guess I'm expected to apply everything I've learned so far like 5 times here. To like do all of these, I guess. And these are head widths, that's what that is. You're measuring everything in terms of how big it is compared to the head. Which I don't understand why these lines are the way they are. They don't exactly line up to anything in the drawing, and they're not symmetrical either. This is a head width, this is 1.5 head widths. And this is a head width. And this is 1.5. And then 2. It's just really kind of strange. Okay, it's just a bit weird. Anyway, I kind of prefer they just gave me head widths and not give me the lines across at each head width and let me figure it out on my own. Okay, it looks like this is meant to practice, like, starting from scratch, do everything, and then get to this point, right? Oh, it's the same character. I see. So we should go through here, you practice this part, and then you practice doing this part and then that part, and then you practice doing the first 3 steps, and then you practice everything together here. Okay, so that's fair practice. It's a lot of practice of a character I'm remotely interested in. And then it's showing you this, and you don't have a chance to do more. You don't have the chance to do step 5. Okay, fine. Shading. Okay, so here, yeah, it's actually letting us do more. So basically, I kind of like how it's structured. Let's see, where was it? Here we go. You have a lot of basics it's having you practice. Then you have, or it's having you learn, not actually do. And then you have a bunch of practice drawings that you can do, and then you learn more theory, and then you can do more practice. I kind of like that approach, although it was confusing at first. Like, I wanted to just dig in at the beginning, but you can't do that. You have to go to page 20. Okay, let's do that. I've explored enough. Let's figure out what we're doing. Alright, so we're going to start with this and try to replicate this. Oh, they're expecting me to do all 3 steps here in this spot. Okay, that's fair enough. And using GIMP, I can kind of save my progress. Now let's try to get this lined up a little bit. I got a little too excited, moved it around a lot. You guys aren't going to be able to see this the whole time, but you'll just have to believe me. It exists. I guess I could take a screenshot of that, couldn't I? That'd honestly be the easiest. Yeah. Well, this is a bit dumb, but what I'm going to do is just take a picture of the... Hang on. Visible workspace. I'm just going to take a picture of my stream. A screenshot of my stream. That'll be... That's the highest quality view I have. Oh man, that doesn't look great. I apologize. It's just, it's really low resolution there. That's better. If I could convince it not to keep adjusting, that'd be good. Okay. Print screen? There we go. Boom. Okay, well, the pictures are the, whatchamacallit? The book is not going to look high quality when you guys are looking at it, but I can see the book, and then you can see my results, so that's what it's going to be. Let's get rid of that for now. And I'm going to add in, let's see, transition. There we go. I got to get used to studio mode. I'm going to add in the whatchamacallit. Yeah. Let's see. Image. There we go. Hey, just a second. We're gonna find screenshots. This one. Okay. There we go. Here's what I'm trying to do. I probably won't use this area over here, except maybe for undo history. Actually, I need to rearrange GIMP. Anyway, here's my target. I need to rearrange GIMP. Why is layers down here and all this stuff up there? That doesn't make a lot of sense. What I would like to do... What's this do? Configure this tab. Configure this tab. I will need brushes, actually, at some point. I would just like to take this whole tab and put it down here below layers. Move to screen? What if I detach it? Oh, that's not what I wanted from life. No. I want those all to stay together. I just want layers and stuff to be above it. Okay, there we go. Layers. Channels. Paths. Seems legit. Okay, great. We're going to be generous with our size. Let's just match our screen size for now. Uh-huh. And I guess I should give it a white background for now. You know, I'm already seeing a problem with making it this screen layout. 16 by 9. Can I just rotate it? Okay. This is what you came here for. All the setup. All the... me trying to remember where things are. You know, when I use GIMP every day, it was really easy to remember where these things were. But, because it actually is pretty... It makes a lot of sense when you go to rotate. You can see all the other relevant tools. But, let's say 90. But when you don't use it often, it's just hard. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, never mind. Let's just delete this image and make a new one. What just happened? I don't know why everything's red. There we go. Perfect. And honestly, that might be too big. We're going to probably zoom in a little. Yeah. What ideally, you know what? Let's do this. Width is going to be, okay, we're going to do this again. Zoom plus. Okay, and then I'm going to do select from this point. We don't want to fix aspect ratio, actually. I want to figure out what the aspect ratio is, maybe, but... select from that point to that one. Okay. Now then, image. Crop to selection. Perfect. It's a little bit off kilter, but oh well. That works for me. Now, come to think of it, I should have just done that maybe, but anyway, whatever. We'll just deal with it like it is. Now I want the brush tool. I guess that's pencil, really. Oh, paintbrush is fine. Paint smooth strokes using a brush. Hard edge painting using a brush. Yeah, pencil and paintbrush are basically the same. The difference is the edges. I guess I'll use that. Okay, now. You guys have got this image where you can see it. But I need it too, actually. So I think I'm going to change how I have this set up. I'm probably just going to put it on my screen, so give me a few seconds. Okay. You know, I think I'll do it separately, actually. Screenshots, latest. Yeah, just to keep it simple, I'm going to keep this over here. And I'll adjust it separately from what the stream shows. Okay, now yeah, it's just a really rough drawing. I guess I can look down at the page whenever I want to, but just nice to be able to see it on screen as well. Have it in front of me. Alrighty then. I think that's plenty of ado. I have waited so long to get started that I'm actually nervous now. If I just started without thinking about it, I probably wouldn't have been. Alrighty. So the thing to do is just make a mistake right away so that we get used to it. And, you know, I'm not really used to this drawing pad at all, which is the main point of this exercise. If I happen to get better at drawing in the meantime, that's also good. You know what? I just realized this is not what I want. What I want is an infinite. I want an infinite tablet. I want an infinite drawing pad. So let's double it. I wish I could make it... Okay, we'll just... Can we do ×2 or something? Oops. Can I do math here? Looks like it. Didn't know you could. Let's just double the size here. And then zoom in to somewhere in the middle. And then we will start from here. This is still larger than life, actually. It's still not 100%. Yeah, this is 100% now. I think this is fine. Yeah, and now we've got plenty of room around us wherever we want to go. Okay. And just a second. There's one more thing I want to do to stall. You know, I'm an expert at stalling, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's see. Folder, drawings, I guess. This is called Bionic Hero. Okay, great. That's exactly what I wanted from life. Now, that way I won't lose any of my beautiful or ugly artwork. Now you can see here I can move stuff around using my, well, you probably can't see. I'm moving stuff around using my tablet. I just need to find the right tool. Oh, and the right-clicking is totally a thing with this. I just need to get in a comfortable position to do that. Rotate, that's not what I want. Paintbrush will do it. Okay, there we go. Paintbrush. Paintbrush. Now, I don't know why that's in red. That's kind of weird. Standard dynamics. I don't know what any of that means. Apply jitter. I think I would want to remove jitter. Maybe smooth stroke, but let's not do that for now. Let's see what happens if I just start playing around with this. Now, this is going to be light pressure, and then... Oh, you can't really tell. Okay, the size is too small. Oh, 1 pixel. No wonder. Can't see pressure. Oh. Oh, no. Let's use the mouse, because I don't want to, like, mess something up here. Okay, great. I don't know how moving the size around caused all that to happen, but... Okay, let's try light pressure, and then... Okay, well, it's not pressure sensitive. What's going on? Okay, that's confusing. I don't know what any of that means. Let's try basic dynamics. Control Z. Oh. Well, that doesn't... Hang on. Whatever. That doesn't, undo my setting changes. Standard. Oh, it's a standard shape, I guess? Maybe that one? Okay, I don't know why this stuff is showing up here. Close tab. I guess I can edit my brush? I don't want to think about that, so I'm going to close this tab too. I don't want to accidentally do something. But we chose a brush. I'm still not getting it. Oh, okay. This is pressure sensitive, but it's so... You can see here's the maximum pressure and there's the minimum, and it's really hard for me to get between those two. I guess it's a hardware limitation. Let me see if I relax my hand some. See, now I'm applying no pressure, but I'm physically touching the pad. Okay, now let's try a little more pressure. Yeah, okay. So it's really hard to get light pressure with this thing. That's what I'm gathering. Switch to that one. That's something I need to practice, actually, is just getting light pressure. Yeah, I probably should just do a bunch of that, honestly, before I do anything else. I guess I probably should... Hang on. On top. I guess I should probably move this so you guys can see what I'm actually messing with. I could make it slightly smaller. Could put it here. I do want to put it underneath of things. I think that works okay. Yeah, you can still see most of what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, honestly, maybe what I need to do is just practice pressure, like even pressure. Man, that's tricky. That's going to be a tricky thing. Maybe what I need to do then... Is it maybe a GIMP setting that's causing this problem? Let's try different dynamics and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I think it might be a GIMP setting actually, because look at this. This is way different. Okay. Basic dynamics, dynamics off, dynamic random. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Clearly not what I want, but you can see it can get... Okay, interesting. So, it's different than that. It's not showing the same as that. That's weird. Okay. Pencil shader? What's that like? Interesting. If I just let with this dynamic setting, if I just let it rest here. Let's see. Yeah, if I put just a tiny bit of pressure, it's full. So this is just like using a pencil, I guess, is the idea. I don't like how big this is. I don't want it to be 50. How about 20? There we go. Make sure to grab everything. Let's delete it all. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna have to spend some time with a paintbrush. What was it again? P for paintbrush. Okay. I do need to get the dynamics right, apparently. Color from gradient. That's interesting. Okay, interesting. When I give a light touch... Oh, I know. It's spreading these two colors. Let's try red instead. Yeah, okay. Now that's actually really cool. I like color from gradient, and here's why. This is great for practicing. This is great for practicing. Let's try blue. It's great for practicing and knowing whether I'm on the blue side or the red side. Like if I'm on the light side or the dark, or the heavy side. See, I can practice my dynamics. Now I do want to change it though. Dynamic options. Let's see. Is there something here that's useful? Perceptual, maybe? Okay, I'm going to make this wider so I can actually see these things. Wait, let's spend more time with it. Yeah, see, I don't know if this is the device or if it's GIMP, but it seems like it changes to maximum pressure very quickly. I hope that's something I can adjust. I guess if I wanted to, I'd have to... Every stamp has its own opacity. Keep brush appearance fixed relative to the view. What? Paint smoother strokes. I'm not interested in that. Scatter the brush as you paint. Let's see about that, what it does. It just makes it look fuzzy. I don't like that. Okay, we're not going to do that. I'm sure there are uses for that. Now let's try linear, see what that's like. That does seem to spread it out a little more. But I don't know if that setting is... It's just a color option. So color options probably I shouldn't be using. Because that only is based on the color from gradient thing, right? Okay, let's go back to basic dynamics. Oh, color is still there, available. So maybe it is the linear thing. Maybe that's really what I needed. Oops. Oh, that's good. Oh no, that's already... You know, maybe this is just a skill issue. That could be very well the case. I can't tell that any of them really give me any difference. This maybe is the best one, though. Okay, we'll go with that. I don't know what fade means, honestly. What's this repeat thing? Oh, interesting. Oh, so this is just making up dynamics. Oh, interesting. No, okay, let's try something. Let's go from light to dark and try to go to light again. It won't let me do that. It won't let me go lighter. That's random. Let's change the fade length to 0. Maybe that's going to fix my issue. Yeah, once you go dark, you can't go light again. No wonder I'm having trouble with it. Now look at this. Oh! Here I was thinking it was reading the dynamics of my pen, but I don't think it's necessarily doing that. Let's try to change our fade length again. Let's go... Yeah, you know what? It's not reading the dynamics of my pen at all. I thought it was. It's making stuff up. Huh. Well, that's a shame. Okay, well that was kind of quintessential to my plan, you know? Let's see, point, mouse and touchpad, maybe? I see. So it's just registering whether I'm... Okay, so it's not registering anything to do with... it's not registering pressure sensitivity at all. It's just making it up. Yeah, okay. I would like it to read dynamics from the paintbrush, but I don't know how to do that. Mode. This doesn't look like it's relevant. What I want is dynamic hardness, right? I want that taken from the brush. Or dynamic force, or whatever. Not hardness. So, okay, since that's not an option, we'll just move forward from here. Let's just, well, okay. Oopsie daisy. Let's select everything and replace it with white, and then we'll just start from here. I did lose my place in the book, but I guess that's fine. And we're not going to worry about any of this nonsense. We're just going to make it... well, unfortunately, that means we can only get so far, right? Sorry. We can only get so far because... Yeah, we're going to set our fade length to 0. Fundamentally, that just means everything's going to be equally hard, so there's nothing I can do about that right now. But it should at least be instructive. You know, I should learn something from this. Okay. So you know what I'm literally going to do? I'm going to move this right here and hide the stream version. Because I want to see it, like, right where I'm at, right? So that's what we're going to do. All right. You know, it feels like we're right at the edge. Yeah, this is really sensitive, this device. Especially when I have dual monitor. It's interesting. I thought I'd be drawing something. Let's go to pencil mode. I think that one was easier to understand. Where is it? Pencil shader? Pencil generic. Whoa, hello. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why it would do that. Pencil generic, great. Nothing's happening. What if I literally use my mouse? Is it because things are selected? Select none. It's already nothing selected. Well, this is fine. Basic simple. Nothing's happening. Okay. Here's one thing I want to do though before I forget. What are we going to call this? Something like that. There we go. I want to separate the background. I still want to have a white background as if I were drawing on a pad, but I want to separate each step onto its own layer. And in particular, I don't want it mix. I don't want it to anti-alias against the background. I just want it to be separate. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. That works fine. Okay, so I think what we just did was we reset all the options. So then we just need to reset this to 20. Does it still work? Let's find out. Yes. That's a lovely head, isn't it? All right. Let's try this again. Okay. I really... Oh boy. Okay, start from here. That is too thick for what I'm trying to do. Either I think I need to zoom out or make this smaller, or both. Let's zoom out though, I think. Yeah, that's better, but let's zoom out. Let's make it, instead of 100%, let's make it, I don't know, 70%? Okay. I also actually want to add a grid here. I'm going to do a grid of head lengths. That's going to help me with this, actually, because I just saw that in the thing. Configure grid. Now the head is going to be from here to not that big. It's going to be smaller than that. How about from there to there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going to be 6 of those markings, let's say. And these markings go from 750, 50 minus 500 is, I think, 150? No, 250. Divide by 10. So each these markings are 25 pixels times 6. So 150. That's going to be our grid size, vertically speaking. So 150 heads high. And then I really don't know what to do with it horizontally. I guess we'll put it 1,000 apart horizontally. Okay. And then let's see what it looks like. Why can't I see it? Oh, I know. I had to go to View and Show Grid as well. Okay, maybe 1,000 apart is just wrong. Also, it's bigger than I expected. Image. I don't understand that. This is 250 pixels. right? It's apparently not zooming the way I expected. I think what it is we're not seeing pixels of the image, we're seeing pixels of the display area, so it's just not showing right. Which is sad because that means the grid's going to change. That means the grid's going to change depending on... it won't work. The grid will change depending on how we zoom, and it won't match the picture at all. That's a shame. In other words, we can't get the grid to scale. Alright, so let's do new guide. Let's stick to horizontal. We're going to have one at 500. And then add 150. Hang on. Image, guide. Oops, we didn't want to do that. We're going to do one at 650. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then add 150. That would be 800, I think. It'll be obvious if we're wrong, right? And then I don't know why it's moving all the way over here, but okay. 950. And then 1100, I think. Okay, now this is head heights. 1, 2, okay, this is 1, and this is like 1.5. And this is 1. And then 1.5. So 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5.5. No, this would be 4, 6, because we added another half there. 6, 7, 8. So 8 total. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5. 3.5. So we're at this point on the photo. So in other words, this photo won't completely fit on this screen, which is probably fine. But this will help us get a good proportion, right? I don't know why they didn't give this. I don't know why they didn't give us all this from the beginning. We're down to this point. We need to add 1. Wait. Head goes here. Torso. Half the torso. And then this is the pelvis. And then the knee starts here and does 1.5. So we need 1 more to get to the knees. Okay. 250. Clear as mud. Alright, this gets us to the knees. And then 1400 will get us down to the shins. And then 1550. All right. All right, now that's not going to be exactly accurate because you can see the pose he's in here. He's not really, you know, everything's angled a little bit. He's not straight up and down. Like, this might be 2 head lengths high, but it's not vertical. It's sideways. So it's going to be like maybe 1.7 or something. And this one might be, this one, you know, this might be 1.5 head lengths long. Actually, if you'll notice, this is shorter than this one, which is fascinating. Even though this one's, well, they should be the same length. This one's clearly longer than that one. But I think we're going to replicate what they did. Like, this is like 1 head length, and this is 1.5. And this looks just slightly longer than that, maybe the same size even. So it's like 1.5 head lengths, 1.5 head lengths, 1, and then, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it'll all come out in the wash. I'm sure whatever errors we make at this stage will be corrected later on. because these 2 points may not be connected on the drawing, right? Like this point and that point might not be connected on the drawing. It just depends on how we draw it. Like this could be the front, this could be the leading edge of the body part, and this could be the trailing edge. So this could be like the back of the knee here, in which case it would go out further. Or this could be the front of the knee, whereas this one's the back or something. No, that's probably right where the knee goes. I don't know. These kind of things come out in the wash though, I know that. All right. Let's just keep it simple, and I'm gonna set a challenge for myself. No matter how bad it looks, I have to keep going and finish before I start over. So it's gonna be really cringe, but we're gonna get used to this drawing tablet one way or the other. Even just getting to let it rest on the page is hard. Oh, I don't want it to snap to grid. Image, hang on, view maybe? Snap to guides, we definitely don't want that. And honestly for this, I don't want to snap to canvas edges, but we're nowhere near it. Okay. Guess we should kind of center this. Okay, that's horrible. Moving on. I guess we're going to start from here. Whoa, this seems kind of big. Yeah, it's really wide. It should be right around here, I think. More like that. Okay, now let's erase some things. Where is the eraser? Okay, let's use the mouse here. Not there. Healing tool. Oh, that's it, right? Eraser. There we go. It's 10. Let's make it bigger. It needs to be at least double the size, right? In order for me to be accurate. But honestly, more like 50 would be good for what I'm doing now. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't want it to be doing any kind of... What is that? Why was it anti-aliasing or whatever? Let's do that. Yeah, I want it to just work. Perfect. Yeah, we're really cheating, honestly. I didn't say we couldn't erase things, I was just saying we had to keep going, so I guess I kind of kept my challenge. I mean, I said I couldn't undo, but I meant... What I really meant was I can't hit the undo button. I think using the tools here to erase is perfectly fine because it keeps me moving forward in terms of thinking about the design. All right. Wow, this is super difficult. Okay, so this is taking up 1 head height. This is taking up 1.5. And then we want this to take up 1. It's going to go from this point down to around here. So I think it'd be easier to start with the bottom of the pelvis, to be honest. Although drawing up like that's going to be hard. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, the hardness is still the same. That's frustrating. Why would the hardness of the eraser be in any way related to the hardness of the pen? That's just really frustrating. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's completely different now. This is really frustrating. I don't know what just happened, but I'm not using the same... Oh, because this changed too. Again, why in the world does the eraser settings need to carry over to the brush settings? It makes no sense. They're not the same tool. So here's about the mark we want to hit. So let's start at the top now. I want a circle here, an elliptical. Seems about right, size-wise. That's pretty bad. Man, starting over does seem very appealing here. I got that circle right, though. You know what? I'm going to allow it. Okay. Now, what I want to do... How do I save this brush to use later? I don't know. I want all these settings to stay the same. How do I save it? Okay, let me see if there's a way to save it. My pen. Okay, it's red. Does that mean it's not saved? Okay, I gotta look this up before I lose everything and lose my mind. Oh, yeah. Because I can't use the eraser tool as it is. GIMP, how to save brush settings. Okay, well that's not helpful at all. Tool options dialog. Oh! Okay. What the heck is a tool preset? I hope this stores what I want. Also, how do I name it? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on in this thread, but it doesn't help me at all. Okay, I don't need to change the brush size. I need to save my settings. Okay, I don't think that thread's going to be helpful. Hopefully this isn't bad. Okay. Not helpful, really. Also not helpful. Like, I don't really see the point of this. It's just a picture of GIMP. My pen. How do I name it? Save tool. Reset. Restore. Like, there's no... How do you load a tool? Like, this will save it, but how do I load it? Oh, geez. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it by hand every time, because I can't figure out how to save. That's frustrating. Okay. So we just remember the hardness and the size. Okay, this is what I should have done to begin with, I guess. That is not what I wanted. 20. And then hardness, this is almost what I wanted. Okay. I don't understand why they think I should have the same settings for the brush as the eraser tool, though. Okay, I got that part basically right. Go back to the pen and reset everything. Size 10, hardness 25. All right. Now, we have it, okay. It extends outward a little bit, right? To what extent? It goes like to halfway, to around this point. Sort of like right there. And then goes right around here. And this goes outward just a tiny bit. Although, honestly, it does line up with this. I think this is a little bit too wide. I think I'll need to narrow it some. I guess I should bring this where you guys can see it too. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, see, this lines up with this, and that is about the halfway point. We got that. Okay. If I can just get my mouse pointer down. Okay. Maybe. It starts looking like, honestly, this is starting to look like boxer or like briefs, to be honest. Looks a little bit weird. This bulges out quite a bit. I guess that's the butt. What I don't understand is how to get it to come down to a point. It's not really... Okay, that's the best point I've gotten so far. That's probably going to be the best one I do get. Let's move this out of the way. And then again, we're going to adjust the size. Can we do it by hand, maybe? Close enough, I guess. Hardness, 100%. Okay. Nope. Nope, that doesn't look good. Okay, I am getting more confident with the I'm increasing in confidence with the hardware, but I'm just decreasing in confidence with GIMP. I'm almost able to drag it here with my... Come on. The mouse is fighting the pointer is what's happening there. I can't bring to an exact number, unfortunately, with this device, but hey. I'm going to put a dot here. There we go. Oh, and you bring it back over here. Okay, now I'm just put a dot here so I can calibrate my distance from the pad. I think the problem we're having here is this isn't long enough. In fact, well, this is supposed to be a head length. Here's our problem. Well, no, this is a head length. I think the problem is it's too wide. I think it was supposed to... I think this whole thing is way too wide. If you look, this width is about just slightly wider than a head. Yeah, I think that's why it looks wrong. I'm not going to fix it at this point, but at least I know why it looks different. There's nothing wrong really with the shape. It just doesn't match this. It's because I'm focused on heights, but I'm not focused at all on widths. So, okay, and erasing this without changing settings is extremely difficult, but we can do it. Okay. Man, there's a long way to go to make this usable as a drawing app. So maybe I should not use GIMP. Maybe I should use something else. Okay, I think it'd be easier for me to draw the knees before I draw those lines. I just need to kind of approximate where they are. Now this is about 1.5, as I said before, about 1.5 away from this. So here's half, and here's 1. So right around here. And it looks like it's directly below this, right? So right around here. Again, let's get close. Let's calibrate. Oh geez, can I do a circle? Okay, eventually maybe. Now the other one is higher up. Let's say it's right around here. And it's also further out by a good bit. What I don't want to do is get it wrong because I don't have a sense of scale. So let's get the whole thing back in here where I can see the whole thing. Now you can see the distance from here to here, let's say, is 2 head lengths, maybe? Two head heights? 2 head lengths. It's like right around here and then up. Okay, at least I got better circles. And then the foot is almost right underneath. Like this line and that line match up. Or this line is tangent to the inside of the knee. Or the back side of the knee, or the right side of the knee, let's say that. And it's honestly, it looks like it's just about vertical, so that's interesting. I feel like it should be further down though. Well, let's think about it, right? Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter where we put it, as long as this one is lower. And the reason I say that is because we're kind of off book. And I feel like this should be further down than... I think this one's easier to align horizontally relative to this, but I think this one's going to be easier to align vertically to the right position, because I don't want to get this so low that this doesn't make sense anymore. Maybe around here. Let's just try it here. We can always move it, right? We'll use our graphical tool to move it if needed. Okay, so right around that spot. Nope, that's the wrong angle. Oh gosh, that's the wrong angle too. Okay, we are really going to use this undo feature. I am cheating a lot on my rule, but the main thing was to get me moving forward, which I have done, so. It's just a self-imposed rule to make me do the thing. We want to create a wedge here. Come on now. Seemed like it lagged out on me there. Geez, that's really awful. Okay, let's try the top first, because I think it'll be easier for me to do. Yeah, that looks good. See, it's not supposed to exactly touch like that. It's supposed to go around a little bit, right? So it needs to touch right around here. Oh gosh. That's about as close as I'm going to get. Okay. It doesn't look right, but it's as close as I can do. Alright, now this one needs to be lower, and actually it's going to be below this bound. For some reason, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I'm not really sure why we're getting that low. Oh, I know! Because we didn't take the feet into account. When we made this grid, this line is supposed to be where the ankles are. So right around here, that's about where the ankles are, right? And if you can measure from this ankle to here, you can see they're not that far apart. So I'm going to put this ankle here. This might be too high. I might need to lower both of them. But I'm going to try to line up this ankle there in that midpoint. Yeah, clearly they both need to go down quite a bit. But now I know why I was confused. It's because I was thinking I needed two spaces, two head lengths for the entire foot, but no, it's two head lengths for the to get to the ankle, and then it's almost maybe one full head length for the foot itself. Yeah. So let's do that actually. Image, guide. I'm getting much better at this. All right, so what, 1700? Yeah, okay. So what I want to do is Control X, Control V, and I want to move it. I want to be able to move it just vertically. Can I do that? Yeah, but only slowly. Right around here? No, this is the normal position of the ankle, right? I want to back it up. Let's just assume this one's at the normal ankle position. I want to back this one up till that's at that spot. So something along these lines, something like that. Looks good. Okay, so I want to look at our layers and anchor it in. Great. Okay. Now this one horizontally is a little bit tricky Because this doesn't really line up with anything. Maybe it lines up with this. But that's a hard spot to start from. Also, it's really hard to zoom in anymore. Like, I want to bring this up higher on the screen. I guess I'll just do that. I don't like the position of the stuff relative to that. I wish I could zoom it more, or move it around more, but whatever. Okay, that's a really hard point for me to try to... Oh, I need to go back to pen mode. It's a hard point for me to try to hit. But, you know, I could use guides here. I don't have to be, like, I would have to be amazing. I would have to be an amazing artist. Oops, that's not what I wanted. In real life, I'd have to be an amazing artist to do all of this, but I don't have to pretend to be that good. Whatever. Let's just do this. Hey, matter of fact, how well did I do? Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so let's do right there. Right, so that's the point we want to hit. And we want to back off from that like this far maybe, and let's go ahead and do a circle there. See, this far. I made that foot wider than I should have. Yeah, that's better. So let's get back to the eraser. What is it? R? E? I can't tell. Eraser is what? Shift E. Okay, I wasn't going to figure that out. I guess erasers have to be just as annoying in digital media as they do in real life. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, the very next thing I need to do, well, I'm gonna draw this together and connect it up like I'm supposed to. But the next thing after that is to get a better program. I'm not even gonna deal with the arms right now. I'm gonna pretend this makes sense for now. Oh wow, I don't want to erase there. No. And it's a shame because I'm so used to GIMP. I can push the buttons pretty easily. I'm used to how it works, but yeah, I don't really have that point where this is supposed to attach. Like, it's clearly marked here. It's where this juts out, but it's not very clear on this one. So I guess probably it's like, whoa. I guess probably the point I'm aiming for is like that. Yeah, I'm really great at straight lines, as you can tell. And this one's actually a bit too far over, because it's supposed to go from the middle here to there. Oh geez. I heard an artist say you can do better at straight lines if you go faster, but you know what else helps straight lines go well? Is if you draw them with the right kind of tool. Pretty sure I can do this with a pencil tool. Let's try it. Click, and then shift, click. Wait, let me do it with my mouse. Nope. So click, shift, there we go. Maybe I was hitting the wrong button. I guess this is basically the top of the... There we go. But that's so thick. Does that work with the... Does that also work with a pen? Or the paintbrush? Let's try it. Come on now. The mouse and the pen are fighting. So click here and then shift click. Yes, it does. Okay. That's what I want. Right there. Right there. Okay, great. I think I need to move this over. Oops. I thought I hit the right key, but apparently not. Right around there should be the center of the knee, right? So it looks like to me. This is nice. Okay, so let's anchor it. Mistakes can be made. Yes, I like how forgiving digital media can be. That is not my paintbrush. I wish GIMP just had a better UI for this kind of stuff because, okay, what happened to my... So now my paintbrush has just failed. It doesn't work anymore. I don't know why either. I can't draw again. So I guess I'm going to redo this. Oh, come on. You didn't need to do that. How do I choose the... How do I choose the stuff again? I guess I go like that. It doesn't work yet. Oh, I know. It's a matter of my selection, isn't it? Yep. Yep, it was a selection issue. Okay. Then we just gotta change this to 10 again. Okay. Okay. Actually, if I do shift, nope, wrong spot. Oh, I didn't need to move it around, okay. Apparently, if I hold the other button, it lets me move stuff around, which I thought... Yeah, it is. Is that right-click? No, right-click does something completely different. I don't know what that button is. But it's not the right mouse button, like I thought it was. Huh. Yeah, it's not right. It's something else. But I guess it's cool. Oh, I know what it is. It's the middle mouse button. That's what I'm clicking there. Well, how do I right-click with this thing if that's the middle mouse button? Oh, well, whatever. It's useful even if it's not what I thought it was. It's yet another reason why I don't have to switch to using my mouse again. Okay, so. I didn't really get the shape right here, but we're just going to wing it. We're going to go from this spot to the center. And then from this spot to the center of that shape, center of that circle. Close enough. No, let's do better. It's hard to keep it in the same position as I go down. Something I need to practice. It's hard to be precise with this thing. That was better. I just had to fight it all the way down. What's happening is as I'm moving my... You know what? I could show you guys, actually. I just realized. Let's try this. I've got the book closed, so I could just move this pad over, get rid of the mouse, and just show you guys. Oh, you can't see anyway. As I come closer down to the pad, it moves around too much, and it gets hard for me to tell where it's at. Could I maybe... Hang on a sec. Let me just check something out. Back in a second. Okay, there we go. I just found the perfect size piece of paper to try this. Let's see. This is a thin piece of paper. I wonder if I can still draw. I can! Now, interestingly, it changes the texture. It makes it harder to move stuff along. But I think that'll help me draw straighter lines. Look! I think the resistance to the paper actually makes it easier. Let's try without that and see what happens. You know what? I think this increases my confidence with drawing. It's more difficult to do, but I feel like I know where it's going to click too. Let's try it. Yeah, I feel like I have more control over it that way. That's cool. All right, cool. Maybe what I'll do then is like tape this down or something. I mean, I have some tape, but that's a project for later. I think for now I'll just have it over top of it. Okay, cool. This is how I'm going to draw on this piece of paper. The only downside is I can't see the corners as easily, but I can still figure it out. Like right here is the corner. Like the pad goes past that, but the corner, it's got this little corner here, right? Oh, actually that's not the corner. The corner's actually around there. Interesting. Okay, let's not close everything. Oops. Let's not accidentally close it. Let's go to this corner. Now this one is a lot closer to where it says it is. Right there. It's off. It's not, these lines don't match up with the actual corners. I don't know if that's a problem with the device or the Linux drivers are just different. Like maybe this whole device is sensitive across this whole area, but it's intentionally limited to inside that spot or something. I don't know. Anyway. Yes. So, like I said, we're not doing arms right now. We are going to save this. What I want to do is find something other than GIMP and see if I can do a better job there. So let's go on the hunt. Now I kind of have an idea of what I want. GIMP's clearly not the right tool, since when I try to figure out how to use the brush and save brushes, people give snotty answers instead of actually giving an answer. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's really hard to tell how to use the tool. Okay, so drawing pad application. Okay, I don't really want an online app. Let's try to limit the results by saying open source. That should mean it's downloadable. Krita. I've heard good things about Krita before. Do I have it locally? I do, actually. I have been meaning to try it. And much like GIMP, it has a long loading scheme. Okay, so let's try a new image. This is all complicated. I don't care how big it is. Content. Background color is going to be white. Yes, that's white. It doesn't look white here, but it is. Okay. Create. Boom. Okay. Now I wonder if this will let me vary pressure automatically, or if I have to configure it in some way. Yes, this works fine. So the whole concern that I had with GIMP is not a concern with Krita. It just works. Okay, I'll have to learn how to use this tool because GIMP is too obscure. The main thing I want to do, though, is figure out how to import. Give me a second. Import. It doesn't look like there's a way to import GIMP stuff, but I could always export this as a PNG or something. Yeah. Give me a second. I don't want to show my file system today. I do need to set up a separate user for streaming so that I can do that and not be worried about it, but that's going to be for later. Export. Sure. Alright, goodbye GIMP. I honestly want to open it. Well, whatever. Oh, wow. Okay, that's annoying. Pictures. Okay, there we go. Let me see if it'll open the XCF file. Yeah, okay, unsupported features. Oh, that's cool! It can support XCF files, but not newer than GIMP 2.9. Well, that makes me wonder if I could have exported it differently. But okay, you can see, here's my guy. Interesting. Okay, now can I do something like guides on this? Be cool if I could. You know, it might be worth reopening GIMP just to see if I can save with version 2.9. Let's try that off to the side. Recent. Save as. Layer mode normal was added in GIMP 2.10. Well, what was the default before that? We can fix our layer mode, right? How do I configure the layer? Double click? Mode, normal. I think add would be fine, right? Let's find out. Yeah, let's close that actually. GIMP, what was the default layer mode before 2.10? Let's see if it gives me an answer. Okay. Okay. Use GIMP for painting. Similar to what I was trying to do. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I can choose legacy here, right? Is that one of the options? I really don't know. I don't think so. Addition should work, though. I think addition should be fine. And honestly, like, this image is... Oh, that didn't work. Multiply, maybe? I mean... Okay. Control Z. I wish you could preview it, honestly. I could do lightness, and I think it would do the right thing, right? Yes, it does technically do the right thing, but it might actually not even be supported either. GIMP 2.9 layer modes. Let's try that. Uh-huh. Okay. Not found, not... Oh, found. Apparently 2.9 doesn't exist anymore? Yeah, okay, apparently not. Web.archive. Hopefully this will help us. This is going to be the not found one, right? Orange means not found. 2022. It was not found in 22 as well. Wow. How new is my GIMP? 2.10. I mean, okay, so 2.10.38. I guess it's kind of new. This 2.10. I guess this is probably too many rabbit trails just to try and save the guides. Yeah. Download. Oh, version 3 is now out. Older versions, older downloads. Okay. 3.0. I'm not seeing 2.10 at all. Okay, well that would be the reason. 2.10. I'm kind of tempted just to download 2.9 and see what it does. Let's try it. Either it'll work or it won't. Oh, really? No way. 2.9, oh, it's a tarball. There's no Flatpak anymore. I don't even know if this is a binary or if it's just... Okay, at any rate, it would be hard to get working on my system. Okay. Yep, it's still the same music. Okay, that's good. Okay. This is too much, honestly. Normal is a group of layer modes? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, normal. The effects of these layer modes are cumulative, however, setting the mode to anything but normal for the bottom layer of any layer group, and the bottom layer of the image has no effect. Okay, you can set the layer mode in the mode drop-down. Okay, I think what happened was normal mode for 2.10 replaced a different mode for 2.9, which probably just had a different name and behaved slightly differently. Anyway. Okay. The bottom layer, top layer. Interesting. Okay. Dissolve, 50% opacity. That's interesting. Just a weird effect. Color erase does color things. So in other words, okay, so this replaces the color. Oh, it inverts the color. Where this is green, this becomes magenta. Where this is red, this becomes blue. Yeah, okay. And where this is red, this is green. Okay. Interesting. Erase. Now this one I don't understand because you get all this detail here. Erase. Oh, I see. Anywhere where the mask layer has anything in it, it overwrites whatever's there. Okay. Merge. So anywhere where the top layer has pixels, it overwrites the bottom layer. But anywhere it's transparent, it lets the bottom layer show through. Okay. Split. I don't know the difference between that and erase. The white parts here are transparent. This is exactly the same as erase in this example, so. Such that recompositing the result with the source using merge modes reproduces the original content. That's complicated to try and explain. I feel like erase and split might be synonyms for each other. I might have just added both of them for making things easier to understand. Okay, so none of that helped. And Krita already handles my brush by default, so we're just going to move on. Help. Handbook, maybe? Maybe I can have like a coming from GIMP thing. Let's look for GIMP. Oh wow, it uses GIMP stuff, huh? Tutorials? GIMP. GIMP to Krita Rosetta Stone. Interesting. Best file type between splitting? Oh, .aura. Okay, great. It won't save text. Interesting. Okay. GIMP versus Rosetta Stone. What? Okay, well I don't want a comparison guide, I want to learn how to use it. Anyway, let's look for guides. It looks like guides probably mean the same thing here, because they mention it together with grids. Oh wow, okay. A vanishing point assistant. Oh, that's cool. I could use that for detecting lighting too, or knowing where lighting's coming from too. Grids and guides Docker. Okay, it's describing things that exist, but it's not telling me where to find them. Oh, I have to click on it, okay. Oh, you can have diagonal grids, that's cool. Okay. Rectangular or isometric, diagonal grid. Okay. Okay, I ought to try and see if I can do that. It's not really telling me how to bring up the... It's not really telling me how to reach the thing. How to reach any Docker. Like, Dockers? All the panels that exist in Krita. Tools? Dockers. Oh, okay. Okay, so grids and guides is here somewhere. Okay, grids and guides. Well, it just shoves it in somewhere. Great. Okay, I'll have to get to have to get to know this stuff. This will just take time. Can I put this side by side with something? I was hoping to go side by side with the whole thing, but whatever. That doesn't really work well. Can I put it over here? Underneath, maybe? There we go. I mean, this does seem like it makes it easier for this to be, for me to understand that. So let me do that. Let's bring tool options over here. Okay, like that. Let's move this here. Okay, a little bit complicated, but I managed to do it. And let's move layers up here as well. Okay, show grid. Now what I want to know is, yeah, see if I zoom, the grid zooms too. That's what I wanted to know. Spacing was going to be 150 pixels in the Y direction. 150. Okay, I don't know why that didn't happen. 150. Why are those locked together? Also, what happened? Wrong document. That's what happened. We can get rid of that. In the X direction, we want to have it be like 30,000. Actually, to be honest with you, okay, I don't... Well, let's make it 150 in both directions, right? We're measuring head lengths in every direction. Now I want to offset it so the head sits inside of one. Don't want to snap right now. Grid offset. Y direction. Okay, why are these... No, why would I ever want that to be the same? That makes no sense. 20. 50. 5. Okay, you can see it's a little bit more. Okay, that's about right. That's about right. Let's increase this till I like it. Maybe what we want to do here is divide the body in half. Something like that. Divide the torso in half. Like that. Okay, you can see okay, so this is one head length, 1.5 head lengths, and then one head length, and then 1.5, and then 2. Now this is probably longer than it should be, honestly, but that's okay. I think this is good. Yes. We're gonna save that. File, save as. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Create a document. There we go. Great. Now if I... Okay, this still works the way I'm expecting. Man, it's hard for me to get used to this grid. I'm not liking the collar compared to the guides. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say. Also, I'm wondering about these dotted lines. What if I change this to... okay, let's tie these together, actually. What if I change it from 150 to half of that, 75? Yeah, okay. That's harder to understand, though. Is there like a measuring tool that I can use? Let's check it out. Oh, you know, I just realized you guys can't see what I'm doing. Ah, what a sad day. Well, you keep the stream up where I can see it, that's for sure. Camera. Here we go. So here we got the grid configured to 150. Subdivisions. 0. Oh! Interesting, the subdivisions... Okay, so clearly 150 is the minimum size, right? This is 150. Yeah. This is kind of a bit weird. Subdivisions should divide... we expect subdivisions to make a smaller grid. Because it says subdivision, right? But... yeah, and then we could say dots if we wanted. I like that. Let's do dashed and then dots. Something like that. Yeah, that works good for me. Okay. Rectangular or isometric. That's really cool right there. That's super cool that we can do that. Presumably we can have two separate grids, right? Cell spacing is going to be 75 pixels maybe? 150? Not that we need it to be the same. Yeah, and it saves both of them, doesn't it? It sure does. That's cool. That's cool. Oh my goodness, this was hard. But we got past stage 1, sort of. We just still haven't drawn the arms. You know what? I could draw this guy without arms, right? I probably should give him arms. Alright. Alright, let's try drawing arms now. And I'm going to change it so you guys can watch me draw in the bottom corner or something like that. I think that'll be ideal. Put this over here. There we go. We'll just put it in the corner. You won't be able to see me adjusting. You won't get to see me adjusting stuff, but that's fine. You can see the drawing area, right? Okay. Right, and I want this, and I also want to change my... What is this? See, hovering doesn't work with this the same way it does with the mouse for some reason. Freehand brush, that's what I want. I do want to change brush smoothing weighted or basic. Well, let's see. Okay, it clearly does what I want. Oh! Wait a minute, the brush size is dynamic. Yeah, it's not just... Okay, that's the maximum, but it gets narrower as we get smaller. Okay. There's a lot I need to adjust then. Brush presets. Look, an eraser! Well, let's try setting that one, see what happens. This is actually erasing stuff. Control Z, maybe? No? Okay, we gotta go back the hard way. What's this? Airbrush? Basic? Let's try that one. Well, that clearly isn't what I want. Basic with opacity. That's what I want. But for some strange reason, it doesn't get completely... What was this one? Basic flow? That's what I want right there. Now this one, interestingly, the pressure changes the size. Yeah, the pressure I apply changes the size. It does not change... It doesn't change the... what do you call it? It doesn't change the opacity at all. And this one changes size and opacity. Right? So this could be used for calligraphy. You could totally use Krita for calligraphy. Which is cool. Details. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's select everything. What's this? Crop the image? No. Transform. Rectangular selection. Delete. I really would rather put something else there instead of transparency, but we'll figure it out. Delete. Alrighty. Is there like a bucket tool or something? Bucket. Okay, now what color are we using here? Fill source is foreground color, background color. Boom. What? Doesn't look like it's working the way I expect. Contiguous region. All regions of a similar color. Contiguous region. Okay, how do I know what color it is? I don't know how to do this. This is just me figuring out basics in a new tool. I don't know what any of that's about. Okay. Oh, that was weird. HSV is fine. I don't know what I'm doing though, other than just... Huh. Oh, something selected. That might be a problem. Wait, what if I do this? Yeah, okay. That's the problem right there. Perfect. I figured out how to get it to work. Great. I just need to deselect things. Select, deselect all. Boom. Okay, great. We're going to try this again. Select everything here. Delete it. Why didn't that work? Delete. There we go. Then bucket fill. Boom. Select, deselect. That was the problem right there. Okay. Great. Now I need arms. Okay, hopefully... Okay, right. We're going to put the arms right over the torso. Oh, wait. There was one other problem. Well, that's a problem, yeah. Which brush have I even selected here? Maybe that one? It's no longer working. It might be the tool I have selected. There we go. Perfect. Well, hello. Accidentally hit the wrong button there. Now for this, actually, I wanted to not even worry about flow, about velocity. And I want to change the size. Whoa. The maximum size? Is that what it is? Oh, I don't want to snap too. What I want to do is change the brush width. What's this about? Oh, that's cool! I wish I could undo that though. How do I undo that? Can I just double click it? Yes, apparently. Here's the zoom size. Map the displayed canvas size between pixel size or print size. I'm not going to mess with that. Let's go to 70%. Again, should match up with what we had in GIMP. And that already went away. Great. And move it around like that. Okay. Okay, what I want to know about the brush is, how can I change the maximum width? Okay, well, I'll just have to look that up. Brush width. Line width. Add pressure to the line width while setting density. Okay. General, maybe? That looks way too general. Toolbox, maybe? Nope. What does that have to do with... Oh, these are facts. Okay. Never mind. That's not helpful. Brush editor, maybe? I don't want that. Maybe I do, actually. The brush editor is the F5 key. F5. Aha! That's what I needed to change. I can't just type in here? Oh, I guess I can. I want it to be 10 pixels. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you have to modify it every time. Okay, whatever. It's not really that much worse than GIMP. Okay. Okay, this is not the same as that, but it's okay. Wait, let me bring this over where you guys can see it too. I'm really having a hard time getting in right in that sweet spot. Oh, I remember. This was, hang on, the brush, the diameter was 10, but it had a hardness of, quote unquote, of 25, right? So maybe I need to make this smaller then. Let's do 7, 8, 6, I don't know. That's still a little bit too big, right? We're going to deal with it though. We're just going to deal with the fact that it's different. But if we can get the size about the same, we'll be okay. So, trying to get that to stay in that spot while I hit the paper is hard. There we go. That's way too big. You try to modify it here. It doesn't look like it can easily change stuff. Okay, I could read the documentation, or I could just keep dealing with this. That looks about right. So see, this is more transparent than that, but this looks about right. Okay. That's way too big. Try again. Better. Interesting thing, this one overlaps and this one doesn't. So I take it that this shoulder is ahead of the torso, and this shoulder is behind the torso. That's the only meaning I can think of for that. Let's do this one first. Let's just focus. Okay, this arm is like slightly over the knee, right? So we can start from there. And where is it? Hang on. Where is it compared to the torso? It's right here. Right midway on that, to be honest. So it's actually just a little bit, like right around here. Okay. I kind of drew that backwards, but whatevs. Yeah. And then this is going to be like just somewhere in between. I don't care where. We'll put it here. If it winds up being wrong, then I will figure out why it's wrong. See how the mouse fights with the pen? I don't know which one wins. Is the mouse stronger than the pen? Now you can see this is just a little bit past the feet, right? Like right here. But if you look at the foot is also like right underneath of this. Oh. Hang on. View with the mouse. If you look here, you can see that this is right above this, or this is right above that. Yeah, so this isn't actually out far enough. So I'm not going to try and correct that. What I'm going to do is just draw it that way, and then this is going to be slightly different too. Having a nice grid system, though, really helps with identifying this stuff. Okay. Let's just do a gut check on this stuff and not worry about the grid, though, since we're so far off base. Now this is basically right over it, right? And it's right around the bottom of the torso, or the bottom of the pelvis. Okay, great. I want to see, now that I'm using this paper, is it going to be any easier to draw straight lines? Probably not, because I've kind of gotten out of my element a little bit. Okay, it's easy enough. I think that's straight enough that I'm comfortable practicing this way. Okay, maybe not quite that straight. Okay, but you can see this whole area here, like my entire screen fits on this one little spot, so there's really not a lot of doing to do here. Interesting. So if I'm using the pen, I can't use the scroll wheel on the mouse. It overrides it. Interesting. Yeah, the position of that arm is not great. I probably need to rework that. Time to work on the details, I guess. Let's do freehand instead. And when I delete it, I really want it to... Actually, I'll just use bucket fill. I think I can just say selection, right? Fill mode, selection. Great, and it's filling with the, you can see it's filling with the background color rather than foreground. Now, interestingly, when I move my pen, it doesn't have tooltips, but when I move my mouse there, it does. That's a bit weird. I guess if you're trying to draw with a pen, you don't want to be distracted with all this nonsense, so that kind of is cool. But it just requires a little more precision on my part. It still lets me interact with the interface quite a bit. Well, here's another difference. If I open layer, see, I can't just open the others, but when I use the mouse, look at all those little differences in the UI. Okay. Cool. Now, this position is approximately correct. We'll just leave it in the same position. We just need to set the size of it, I think, like this. Wait, we need to be in paint mode. There we go. Okay, now there's an eraser, right? Paintbrush. A freehand line tool. I guess there's no eraser. Now here's what I want to see. If I choose the eraser and then go back, is it going to keep my settings? So let's try that. Eraser. That's too big. Let's make it smaller. That didn't help. Brush edge. What? Okay, diameter, I understand that one. Let's make it like 10-ish. I don't like it being half pixels though. You can just type it anytime, that's good. That's too small for me. Let's do more like 20 pixels. It seems like it's not really erasing. I want to fade 100% really. Is that the difference? Yes, I think that's it. Oh, interesting. See, this is behaving more like an eraser would on pen and paper. I probably don't want to screw up these settings so much, honestly. Can I just reset this to default? Is that an option? I remember this was 0.87. 0.87, and for some reason that's not working. There we go. I don't really want to mess with it so much. I guess I could save a new preset. I don't know why it has an A there. Delete magic eraser? I don't know. Save, and now that I've got that, I'm going to change it a lot. I don't want to anti-alias. Circle, square, yeah. I don't want to mess with auto precision until I know more. So let's see, we got rid of anti-aliasing. This should be fine then. We should do what we want. Sort of. You see how it's... Oh, wait! I just realized it's deleting the light and the dark. That's the problem. Okay, I need to make more changes. I wanted to replace the foreground color with a background color is what I want. Gee, I don't really understand. Okay, let's delete this. Can I? How do I delete it? Cancel. I guess I can overwrite. That's what I can do. Let's take our basic one. Oh, F5. Okay, we've changed the default settings. That's fine. Save brush preset as magic eraser. Yes. Okay, great. This is what I want. Now what I want to do is choose the color that it uses. Fill area. Fill area. Fill area with gradient. Fill area with Control Z. I don't know what that was about. Okay, reset to white. Oh, this is just to test it out. Oh, that's to test it out. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, I see. That's cool. Current image, sure, whatever, but I'm not gonna... Cool. Blending mode size. You can see this is not enabled, right? Okay, we don't want it enabled. Blending mode normal. I wonder what blending mode we had here. Oh wait, we weren't trying to change that one, we wanted to change our other one. Oh well, whatever. Let's take this one and look at our blending mode. It's not enabled? Not allowed? Oh, it's erase. Okay, I see. Alright, well we're gonna have to figure all this stuff out at some point. and some point is going to be later. So we'll just stop there for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did, and maybe someday I'll be able to draw.